Hi, have you ever considered why some of the calls or the series of calls that you have done are successful, others are not so successful? Have you really given it a thought? What must be the reason behind it? Because the answer is very clear. The calls that are successful are the ones in which the power of persuasion has been used. The subtle art of persuasion. In fact, the entire psychology of selling that we had talked about earlier, it hinges on the power of persuasion. Whatever we do, right from beginning of the call to bringing it to culmination to success depends upon the power of persuasion. Today we'll talk about Robert Cialdini's 6 principles of persuasion and how it applies to business in general and pharmaceutical industry in particular. The first principle of persuasion is reciprocity. What is reciprocity? Simply put, reciprocity is an obligation to return what you have received. What exactly does it mean? It means that a prospect tends to give back something that he has received earlier. Simply put, what you must give to the prospect is something that is his utility, is required, is timely and personalized. Like in pharmaceutical industry, we talk about samples. We go to a doctor and say, sir, these are the samples. I understand that in particular area these products are required and there are some patients who cannot afford it. So sir, specially I'm giving it for 10-15 of your patients. In an ethical way, what you have done is you have given to the prospect something that is personalized, utilitarian, he requires it, and it also helps in his practice. So he is under an obligation to return to you something that he has received in form of prescription. The second principle of persuasion is scarcity. Simply put, people tend to want more of, use more of what they have less. How to use it? As far as our own business is concerned, as far as how to persuade a prospect to give us what we want out of him. Simply put, the principle of persuasion says that it is not enough to tell to your prospect what are the benefits of our product. What is more important is that you must tell to the prospect as to what he is going to lose if it doesn't take the services that you are giving to him or doesn't prescribe the brand that you are talking to him about. Take for example a product like insulin. Simply put, an insulin is a medicine that has to be injected for type 1 diabetic patients. But you go there as a salesperson and say that to all patients to whom you prescribe our insulin, we'll be giving to him a personalized diet chart. We'll be telling him where to inject, how to do site rotation. So basically what you are telling the prospect, say, sir, if you don't utilize our brand and services, you are and your patients are going to lose on quite a bit of other things. That is scarcity principle at work. The third principle of persuasion is authority. People tend to follow persons who are in authority. I guess this is very clear to all of us who are in business. Now we understand why we organize so many master classes, why doctors go on international tours for conferences, why we are doing webinars wherein the guys who have actually worked in medicines, in multi-centric trial, in foreign settings, who have actually discovered and done trials on the medicines are the ones who are discussing with our local prospect as to how those medicines have helped them as in treating their patients are concerned. So people in authority are telling our local prospect as to how the product that we are talking about is good because people in authority are using it. The fourth principle of persuasion is consistency. It means that people tend to do more of what they have always talked that they like to do. And how to inject consistency? One way in which consistency can be injected is by making the prospect make voluntary confession to do something. Like you close a call and say, sir, based on whatever benefits our product provides to your patient, don't you think that you can use this product in such and such cases? So basically what's happening? The doctor says, yes, I guess so. With all the trials that you have discussed with me, I think I can give it a fair trial. What it basically means is, in future, he'll try to be more consistent with what he has said publicly, and what he has told you he will do voluntarily. That is, prescribe more of a brand. The next principle is liking. We tend to say yes to people whom we like, isn't it? And how to ensure that the prospect likes us? The sure short way is, we tend to like people who are similar to us. I know of a representative who was so gung about bikes, and with a leading intensivist in eastern part of India, he used to talk about Harley Davidson and all. And they hit it off so well. There was an instant similarity. Yes, he is similar to me. Second thing about liking is that we tend to like people who give us positive compliments. Positive compliments which are true. Like you go inside a doctor's chamber and say, sir, your waiting area is so good. You have so many things which a patient can really read about and have a better quality of life. Try finding out this similarity between you and the prospect. The sixth principle of persuasion is consensus. What is consensus? Consensus principle of persuasion is especially important whenever the prospect by themselves are not able to make up their mind as to what they would like to use, prescribe or utilize. It is basically social sanction. Remember some of the calls when we say, sir, so many of your colleagues around this area are using this product. Sir, so and so colleagues in your hospital itself, they like this service so well, sir. Yes, sir, they are very happy with the sort of result that my product has given. This is where consensus comes in. Basically, a social sanctity that yes, other people of my ilk, other people of my profession are also utilizing it and are happy about it. So today we discussed about Robert Cialdini's 6 principles of persuasion and how it applies to the particular industry that we are in. Please go through this entire video, and in addition to that, you can also go through my Psychology of Selling series part 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically, those 4 parts along with power of persuasion will help you quite a lot in becoming much better salesman than you already are. Thank you.